I haven't thought about this at all.
Welcome back to another Talking Nonsense.
This one we should have done weeks ago.
Yeah. They're not super fresh in the head anymore.
These are always fresh, though.
But also, we've got them. We've got them down,
Mm-hmm.
so it's okay.
We're going to be talking about the movie marathons we did when we first got to school.
A couple months ago.
It took us a couple months to do, I mean.
So this is our, movie series, dystopian...
early
ones.
2010s, teenage, fantasy, dystopian franchise movies.
With some room to wiggle.
I have no idea what I'm going to call this episode.
So we're just going to say, really quick highlights of each one we watched, what we rate it, and just,
good and bad things,
yeah.
and then, an overall rating.
Yeah.
Starting with Twilight, I'd say highlight is Jasper and Alice. Bad is everything else. But I'd say mostly bad is Jacob and Edward, just as characters.
Yeah.
They would get the bad part of the movies for me. Edward was so horrible and extremely toxic and
Let's throw Charlie into
abusive.
the mix with Jasper and Alice.
Sure, Charlie's allowed in. Carlisle was cool.
Yeah. There are just little things here and there that, make it bearable to watch.
Yeah.
That you gotta cling on to.
Jacob was creepy, Edward was worse. Bella was fine. How about we rate the movie overall and the protagonist?
Okay.
They're all the same person.
Yeah. But the ratings will still be different.
Yeah. I'd give the movie series overall, all 5 movies. 6? Really? I was gonna say 4.
5
I
or
was
6?
gonna give it a 4. Maybe 4.5. No, that's very generous. I'd give it a 4.
Alright, I'll stick mine at a 5 then. Just because it has a little place in my heart just because I was obsessed with it back in the day.
Sure.
So it makes me a little more okay with watching it.
That's okay.
But that's 12-year-old me's fault.
That's alright.
I'd
give Bella Swan a...
honestly, I would say a solid 5 for her too. Because she's
Yeah,
not,
I'll
super
give her a
bad.
5.
She's, right in the middle there.
She's really, awkward and kind of annoying, but it's kind of charming.
Sometimes. But then,
I give her a 5 because
does.
she's awkward and charming, which is different, at least, than all the other protagonists from those movies. Because they're always supposed to be, cool and in control and very basic. And she's really weird.
Yeah, she's pretty weird.
I'll give her bonus points for being weird.
And she's, friends with the cool kids, but she's
not,
We're not gonna get into it. But
no, we won't.
Yeah. Pretty in the middle there.
I don't know, yeah.
And we've already voiced every passionate
Yeah, we talked
thing
about
have to
Twilight
say.
a lot back, but but then we watched Divergent.
Numero dos.
Divergent. I liked that series much more when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
It was really, really bad. I was very disappointed.
Yeah. I went into it being okay, the first one is really good, and I remember enjoying the second one too, and then the third one's a mess, and I only saw it once.
I never saw the third one. I might have seen the second one once, maybe, and I saw the first one a lot because I really liked that book. But watching it now,
we watched the first one,
woof.
and plenty of problems, but the one that really sticks out is Triss is the main character. Triss and Four.
Yikes.
And their relationship.
The whole thing is their relationship. That's the thing. Because we always need the romance and the thing. And he's her teacher. He's her instructor at the place.
Yep.
Yikes.
And we looked up the ages. And
Mm-hmm.
she's supposed to be typical dystopian girl, 16. And we looked up their ages, and he was supposed to be older.
He was 24.
Much older. So it was the age and the, like, dynamic.
Authority figure.
Yeah.
Like,
Ugh.
yikes.
Oh. She, like, stayed in his room one night. He, like, looked at it's like... Yeah.
Oof. That
really brought it down for me.
Even though their relationship happened in the first one is still better than the other two.
Yeah. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I despise the 1 to 10 scale. My brain doesn't like it. It's been like this forever. It's fine.
I'd give it, what did I say, a 5?
The first
5.5. Yeah. The first one I'd give like a 5.5. The series as a whole I'd give like a 4.
Yeah. Cause like, some good action.
Yeah. I'd say highlights of that would be Caleb, the brother, Ansel Elgort. He was just entertaining. He wasn't a good character.
No, you know who was entertaining?
Peter!
Miles Teller's
Yeah,
character.
no, he was definitely a highlight.
He
was
was
also the
great.
worst.
Yeah, that was his thing. He was the worst. He was the... but he just kept coming, he kept, like, jumping back and forth. And
He
you're
was
just
so
kinda like, "Oh,
annoying.
Peter." His name
But
is
in the best
Peter.
way.
Other
Peter was great.
highlights?
I'm trying to think of other highlights, and
The last one was a mess.
last one was
Like,
so bad.
I'm blanking on his name, but the actor that plays 4, aka
Theo
Tobias.
James.
Theo James, yeah. He, like, I wish I could have enjoyed him.
I know. I want 4 to be likable, but he wasn't likable. He was weird.
Also just like physically.
Also, yeah, just like physically. Yeah,
he was
no.
like, no, he could
No,
have been
he's
more...
old. He was
Yeah.
just an old person.
Yeah, because we're talking about, like, the character's ages, but Theo James
is old. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan. I'd give the overall thing a 4, and I'd give the first one a 5.5.
And Triss.
Triss is kind of cool.
She can be cool sometimes, but she can also be really annoying.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
that's gonna be the whole thing with everyone.
I guess
she's definitely cooler than some.
Yeah, she's cooler than Bella
Yeah.
with certain things.
Yeah, no.
I'd give her like a 6.
6. That sounds right. Cause like there's nothing special about her.
No.
And also just
So,
protagonists are always the worst.
Segueing through, I would, because Triss is like, she's cool, but when you compare her to someone like Katniss,
Yeah.
like Katniss is really cool, even though she's also very generic, sort of.
But
She's much cooler than Triss is.
I could say some things about Hunger Games though, and that makes me like think Katniss is more like
Yeah.
just
Cool.
I don't know, she's different from the other girls.
Not like the
But
other girls. That's what this episode's going to be called. I'm not like the other girls.
There it is.
That's this.
Is that what it ended up
Not
being?
all
or
of
is she
these
lying?
movies, because we kind of went off the rails towards the
Yeah.
end. We like,
But the original plan.
this handful of like teenage franchises in the 2010s. The title of all of them is "I'm Not Like the Other Girls." That's the whole thing.
But Katniss definitely stands apart from the rest, and Hunger
Yeah.
Games definitely stands apart from the rest.
Absolutely. I didn't want to go to Hunger Games next because I have a lot to say about the Hunger Games, but I guess that's a good segue.
All right.
Numero
tres.
Hunger Games series trilogy. Well, there's 4 of them.
Yeah, but it's a trilogy.
Now I was really into the Hunger Games in middle school. I read
Back
all
in
3.
middle school?
I read all 3
Maybe
books.
the first one did come out in middle school. Wow.
I think the 3rd one
Maybe
came out in
even-
middle school. Oh, the
No.
first movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think the 3rd book came out while we were in middle school, because I remember waiting to read it.
Hmm.
But the first movie absolutely came out in middle school, yeah.
Okay. I went and saw it with my dad, because my dad doesn't read, and he's read 2 things in his life. One was Ready Player One, which I also read, and it's that goes along with what he would read because it's geeky and like about 80s stuff and I don't know things. And then he read The Hunger Games.
Weird.
He's a strange man. But
I think I got my dad to
so
read
we
the
saw
Hunger
it.
Games too.
We saw it together.
After I read it. And I remember he was probably reading them like, are you kidding me? I let you read this? Because it's rough. Those
It's
books
a bunch
are
of
rough.
children being murdered by each other.
It's a bunch of kids being put in a room to kill each other. Like children.
I remember when Hunger Games came out, because it was back, we were in elementary school at the time, and I remember...
Oh, the book?
Yeah, the books.
Oh, I don't remember.
And I remember our librarian one day, I can see it. It was probably 5th or 6th grade. I don't think it was like We weren't little.
Sure.
But, and I think we had one of them book fairs coming up, and she was telling us about it, and I remember her describing it, and the way that she describes it in my head is so different than what the series is.
Oh, weird. You probably had to tone
weird.
it down for elementary school kids.
And I remember what it is in my head, it's such a separate thing. It was how I understood it from how she explained it and how my memory preserved it, was that it was about a future society, and then there were these things called the Hunger Games where kids had to go, and I thought it was they were I didn't think it was killing. I thought it was just a championship fighting type thing in an arena.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was for food.
Oh, huh.
Well,
you put your name in the thing for food.
You put your name in the thing for lots of different things. It's not just food.
Oh, is it not?
I don't think so.
Oh. I thought you got you get certain extra rations if you put your name in more times.
I think that's part of it, but I feel like she says something about other things.
I thought it was
maybe
just
it's
food.
just food. But yeah, that was back in elementary school, and it's so weird to think of where it is.
Yeah.
In my life today.
Yeah. Okay. Highlights, I would say, swear, honest to God, one of my favorite characters of all time, top 10 easily of everything I've ever watched, read, seen.
A lot of characters.
But this one's real.
You know that about a lot of characters.
You know this one's real. Yeah, Finnick Odair.
I'm sure. I'm sure he would.
Finnick Odair is...
Yeah.
Has a very special place in my heart. He was one of the first character deaths I ever cried in a book. Because I read that book when I was 12.
Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah.
But he's a super, super highlight. If I ever watch a series, it's probably for him. Sam Claflin plays Finnick, and he plays the hell out of Finnick.
Yes, he does.
Ugh, there has never been a more accurate cast.
And Finnick was obviously one of your boys who I wasn't super in tune to until I watched the series with you for the first time.
Finnick is a highlight for sure.
I always loved PETA.
Mm-hmm.
This round was definitely less so, but I still really love PETA. And I loved Josh Hutcherson growing up, and I remember finding out he was in these movies, and I was like, Josh Hutcherson!
I remember being upset that Josh Hutcherson was cast. I didn't have anything against Josh Hutcherson, but he's just not how I pictured PETA at all, and I stand by that. He's not like PETA.
I don't think I would have pictured him like that either.
Not even a little bit.
And
he's supposed to be pudgy and nerdy. Because PETA's shouldn't be in the Hunger Games. Mm-hmm. That was a big bad. He's a baker.
Yeah.
And Josh does a great job. But those are two different PETAs.
But physically he can't.
They're two different PETAs in my head.
I wish I could do that. I wish I could go back and
I know.
with the movies and read the book.
Yeah.
But I can't.
Well, Hunger Games is quick. So do you want to rate Katniss, PETA, Gale?
Sure.
I'd give Finnick a 10 out of 10.
We know.
I'd give PETA...
Hold on, let me think about this.
I know.
Because I really go back and forth with my feelings about PETA and Gale.
I know, me too. I will say, I really, really liked Gale in the books.
Book Gale was a lot better.
I really liked
Book Gale is probably more separate. Book and movie Gale are probably more separate in my head than
But
PETA.
that said, Gale looks exactly like Liam Hemsworth. In my, that's, he's a great cast visually.
He isn't too off, but he's too, I wish we could just ever, there are good child actors out there.
Yeah, well, that's a whole different
I know.
conversation because that fits every single one of these movies.
Yeah, no, I know.
I wish we could cast children as children. Gale's supposed to be 16, right? No, Katniss is 16, Gale's 17. And
is Katniss not 17?
No, she was younger.
Oh, okay.
And Liam Hemsworth's 27.
It's just annoying. But
okay.
Okay.
I'd give Gale overall, everything all together, I'd give him a 6.5.
Okay, 6.5?
Yeah.
Alright, I was gonna say 6.
Because he has his moments, but he's also the worst. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give him a 6.
But PETA is that exact same thing, where it's you absolutely love him sometimes. Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm gonna give Gale a 6, PETA 6.5.
Yeah, no, I concur.
Yeah?
I agree.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then Katniss
I'd give Katniss like an 8.
7.5, 8?
Yeah, I'd give Katniss like an 8.
Yeah.
Maybe a 7.5.
Katniss is great.
She's awesome.
Because she isn't being annoying about any of the things happening to her. Because it's all happening at her and she has no control.
Yep.
And that's like kind of the thing. I'm not saying what I mean to say. But I don't know how to say
Where
it.
Triss and Bella are like, they're the I'm not like the other girls kind of girls. Katniss is like, other people are like, you're not like the other girls. And Katniss is like, okay.
Alright,
I thought I was.
I don't understand.
Which is why she'd be much higher than them. I'd give her like a 7.5. Because she's really fun.
And she's
and really
also
cool.
really sad.
Mm-hmm.
In a like real sad way, where
Yeah.
she's like so manipulated by everything around her,
Yeah.
and she's just a kid, just forced to go along
Yeah.
with it. But then also like has her like very awesome moments.
That said, she can be so annoying.
Oh, totally.
Which is why she's not getting higher. I'd give
That's
Haymitch a 10 out of 10.
Yay! Oh yeah, of course, Haymitch. Haymitch is another highlight for sure.
Yeah.
We watched
Haymitch
Haymitch
is
for
great.
Infinite.
We watched these series for
Effie's
Haymitch.
great, too.
Effie's cool.
But like,
We don't talk about it.
we were.
Next is The Maze Runner.
Yeah.
Which we just watched. And also, this probably shouldn't be on the list because we only watched the first one.
We like just watched it. We only watched the first one, and but but we have watched the others. Well, I have.
I have not. I think I saw the second one, maybe. But I definitely
I've got
didn't
the
see
second one down. I know what happens in the second one and everything. And then I only saw the third one once. So.
I read the
remember
first
crying.
2 books and maybe the third. I don't remember. Way back in the day.
That
But
was one I really wanted to, but didn't.
I have them if you want them.
I'll be okay. There are like 5.
I have the first 3.
But we watched. Okay, highlights.
Will Poulter.
We
Were going in different directions?
I almost called him Colin.
Oh, Colin Rittman's a highlight.
Yeah. Will Poulter
Will Poulter as
plays
Gally.
Gally.
Who?
We went to rewatch it, and I was like, yeah, he plays the one that's like the bully of the group. He was
not the bully!
Even a little.
He's not the bully!
He like was set up as the one that would have been, but he wasn't.
He was just looking out for his people.
Like, there's literally, it's not even like I'm trying to like explain his actions.
No,
he doesn't
he's not
do
the
anything
bully.
wrong.
Yeah, no.
Except like argue sometimes, but like
it's always for a reason. He was always like, when we're like, we really like Peter from Divergent. Peter's the worst. He's a bad person.
Terrible person.
We like him,
He
but
like
he's a bad person.
legitimately was on the bad side like 3 separate times.
But Gally, we're not defending him because we feel like we have to. He doesn't need defending. He was a good person.
Yeah, he was really good. He was just an aggressive personality, and that's okay.
That's okay.
And then Newt.
And Newt, I don't know the actor's name.
Thomas something. I looked it up last time.
Close enough. He's so cute.
He's the kid from Nanny.
He's so fun. He has an accent for some reason. Nobody else has an accent.
No one else has an accent, even though Will has
Will Poulter is
an
a British person, and he has an American accent.
But Newt is such an angel.
He's so cute.
Oh, love it.
We watched it because we just watched Will Poulter in Bandersnatch, and him as Colin Rittman's a lot, and really fun. I talked about Colin Rittman when I told my story about Flynn. Remember my Flynn? Remember Flynn?
Yes.
Every day.
Every day.
All the time. I talked about Colin in that, and Colin's a lot, and Colin's fun. And Colin is played by Will Poulter, who also plays Gally. And that's why we watched it.
Dylan O'Brien's the main character, and I love Dylan O'Brien.
Are we Thomas is his name.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna include Thomas in the I'm Not Like the Other Girls?
Yeah, of course.
Thomas is the most not like the other girls than all of them.
Cause Maze Runner is that movie completely with that dystopian stuff.
I'd give Gally...
Especially the 2 movies after the first one. They're very like typical dystopian.
That's so annoying. I'd give Gally like a 7.5 or an 8.
Yeah, great. I'm gonna give Newt a 10.
Okay, I'd give Newt like a 9.
9. I know I want to give him a 10.
You can give him a 10. Go ahead.
I'm gonna give him a 10.
You're allowed to. You can have. It's okay. Thomas gets like a 2. No, Thomas would get like a 6. I don't know.
Yeah.
5.5
5
maybe.
or 6. He
was annoying. He like wasn't likable.
I'm trying to think of anything he does. He like doesn't do anything.
He doesn't.
Does he say anything?
No.
Does he? What does he?
Nothing.
He saves that guy that one time.
He's like, they call it the Maze Runner, but he's not a Maze Runner. It's about the other kid that's a Maze Runner.
Wait, what was his name?
I don't know. He was
I like
cool.
him too.
He'd get like a 7.
He's like more of a character in the second one.
Yeah.
That's what I remember liking him.
And then there was Piggy. He reminds me of Piggy
Chuck.
from Lord of the Flies. We said the same thing.
Chuck. Yeah, no, I get Piggy from Lord of the Flies, I'm sure.
Maybe it's because he dies.
Maybe it's because he's a chubby child who dies.
I'd give the series overall series overall.
Yeah,
I'd give the
can't say
movie.
anything.
I'd give the first movie, like, it wasn't bad. It was just kind of dumb.
It was at least like it had a different feel than like the other movies on this list.
What did I give the Hunger Games? Did we rate the Hunger Games?
No,
We didn't. Okay. I'd give Maze Runner like a 7.
Hunger Games an 8.
Hunger Games I'd give like an 8.5.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hunger Games is really good.
Maybe, no, I'll keep it at an 8.5.
'Cause
We're building. We're building.
I can like really watch, excuse me? I could really watch the Hunger Games like over and over and over.
Yep.
With like Divergent, I would.
You literally, unless I was literally getting paid, I'm not gonna watch it again ever.
Yeah,
I don't
know.
think. Unless someone literally pays me to watch it, I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
Yeah. I'm like,
Twilight was entertaining in a stupid way. Like,
But-
Divergent wasn't even entertaining.
but not enough to like want to do it a lot.
No,
at
definitely
all.
not. But I'd watch the Hunger Games right now.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm gonna give it a 9.
All right.
I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna
Wow.
give it a 9.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it like an 8.75. 8 3/4.
I'm gonna go with an 8.32.
Yeah?
Sure.
That's low. You said 8.5.
Did I?
Mhm.
I didn't say 8.
I might have said 8.5.
You said
Maybe
8.5.
You said 8.
I said 8.
Yeah, no, alright, I'm gonna round it. I'll give it a 9. Okay. But I'd give The Maze Runner like a 6, maybe.
Yeah.
The 5th one is Percy Jackson.
What do I think?
Lightning Thief and Sea of Monsters. Exclusively.
Those
are the only two that exist.
Two movies.
Even though there are 5 books.
Oh god.
See, this one's weird.
This one's hard.
Cause we've already talked about this. Why did we talk about this?
We were talking about book to movie adaptations.
Okay, yeah. So we don't need to get that into it. But I'm not counting Sea of Monsters. The Lightning Thief is a good movie. As a movie. It's an alright movie as a movie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's good.
Great.
But compared to the book, it's like, they did a terrible job. But it's an enjoyable movie. It's an enjoyable movie.
Oh, okay.
Sea of Monsters less.
Yeah,
so.
no, like I could put on Percy Jackson.
Yeah,
like,
it's just fun. I love you love the Greek mythology vibes. Like that's always
I'm a sucker for it. So like, even with my pride, I'll do. No, the Percy Jackson movies are horrible. Like I'll sit and watch it.
Yeah,
it's fine. Logan Lerman's great.
Logan Lerman plays Percy Jackson.
Yes. What?
Thank you.
Whenever actor plays Grover, like
he's great.
Really change Grover as a character in a great way.
Annabeth gets some big. Boo!
You couldn't even give her blonde.
You couldn't
hair.
even hire a blonde.
You couldn't hire blonde.
Highlights.
10 out of 10 for Luke Castellan.
Jake Abel.
Jake
Jake Abel.
Have we not talked about Jake
I
yet?
don't think so.
Jake Abel plays Luke, who's the antagonist. No, he's the antagonist.
Wait.
But in a really sad way.
Everybody listen. Luke is always with me. You want to know why? When I plug my phone in, it makes this sound.
Guess we all got daddy issues, huh?
That's Luke.
And that's a line from The Lightning Thief.
Yep. Or was it Sea Monster? No, it's Lightning Thief, because it
It's
gets
Lightning
from them.
Thief.
And then when I unplugged my phone...
Draco Malfoy.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he's been through enough.
Oh, he's still going.
Jake plays Luke, who's the antagonist, and he's really, really fun, really, really sad.
Antagonist.
And
he's
again with
sad.
like Luke's the one in Percy Jackson who's the one being manipulated and
Yeah,
stuff.
yep.
It's like really sad.
But no, highlight definitely Luke for sure. Or Jake.
As a proud and active member of the Percy Jackson fandom, I get a lot of it on all of my social media.
Sure.
I'm really not. I'm in with the... We don't have a name, actually. Percy Jackson fans.
You do. You're called...
Hey! Better be censored.
I was gonna cut it out, but I'll censor it.
You're right, though. There is an acceptance between the fandom that the movies are awful, but there are a couple lines, or a couple things that we just... we're really glad we got out of them.
Sure.
One is the Luke's line about, hey, don't walk on my roof.
Oh yeah, on his boat.
Yeah. He goes, hey, what are you doing?
Get off my roof.
What are you doing? Don't walk on my roof.
I'd give Percy... See, you can go first.
Okay. Percy... Is a strictly
Let's do
movie,
Percy, Annabeth, and Grover.
I can't
You can
separate
count
them
the
out.
books if you want.
No, I'm gonna try to stick to the movie.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to stick to the movies, because I'll be very
Sure.
different. Percy's not that different. Percy's up there for me. I love Percy so much.
Give him a 10.
No, I won't give him a 10. Book Percy, I think I'd give a 10. But movie Percy, I'll give an 8.
Okay.
Grover... I almost want to make Grover higher. Maybe I'll make him even.
Okay.
Percy and Grover movies. Both
Sure.
at an 8. I love them both for different reasons equally.
Yep.
Annabeth. This is an 8? Right, we're gonna...
There are numbers to show this.
Like a 3.
Yeah.
Not even gonna...
Yeah.
She's horrible
She's
in the
the
movies.
worst.
And Annabeth Chase is the coolest person to
Yeah.
ever exist. And I think it's bad. That goes into it that, like, Annabeth is held so high up
Yeah.
for the books that, like,
Yeah.
we weren't gonna be happy. But also, the movie version of her is so bad.
Mm-hmm. I'd give Annabeth, like, a 4, I guess.
I think of her face, and I, like...
Yeah.
Like, the way she talks.
Yeah. I'd give Grover, like... I'd give Grover, like, a 7. No, I'd give Grover an 8. And then I'd give Percy, like, a 7. 6.5, maybe.
That's okay. That's fair.
He's fine.
I see all those.
But he is a prime example of I'm not like the other girls. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Him and Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Come on.
Definitely. Overall, for the movies? Oh,
I feel like
overall's hard.
Yeah,
So give
no, we
one
have
for
to
each.
do one for each. I'd give The Lightning Thief.
6.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say 7. I'd give Sea of Monsters like a 4.5.
5.5.
I'd give it a 5 for Luke. For Jake.
Because again, like, we're doing Greek mythology stuff, and, like, there are fun creatures and fun things going on.
It loses an entire...
Tyson's really sweet.
It loses an entire point because of Tyson. It literally goes down a whole, like, number.
He's a lot more fun in the books.
I know, I remember.
Alright, that's Percy Jackson. I wore my Lightning Thief t-shirt for that, just for that.
Yay.
It glows in the dark.
You're cool. I got a glow in the dark
There's
Lightning
like a
Thief the musical
$30
shirt.
Lightning Thief the musical glow in the dark. Whatever.
Okay, so
It's just the lightning bolt, which is cool.
yeah. Okay, stop talking about your glow in the dark shirt. So yeah.
So we
those are
watched
the
some
I'm not
movies.
like the other girls movies. I don't know. I have nothing else to say about them. I'd give the genre as a whole like a 3.
A 3.
The I'm not like the other girls movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 4.5. Because it can be enjoyable sometimes.
Yeah. More like. I'm gonna go.
Alright, bye!
Talk to you next week.
Woo!
I'm gonna go with that.
Bye.